Maria, it's
So,
great to see you again.
yes, I'm so happy to see you.
I think the last time we talked was Dirty Angels. It's been a bit, but wow, what a great role that was as the bomb. And you are the bomb.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was something that I haven't done before. And yeah, I'm excited to do it again, to be honest. I'm excited to do an action film again.
Yeah,
Um, we spoke back in December. So it's been about to be 5 months. Oh, is it May today? It's 5 months.
yeah, yeah. And is Electra, what a character Francesca is. I mean, she's not a character that you would that I would think of you normally playing. She is vulnerable, she is funny, and she is just so bohemian.
Yeah, you described it better than me. I honestly was struggling to find a description of who this woman is because we were talking about references. Hala was giving me names like Sophie Kahlo, and I was thinking about Marina Abramovich
Hmm.
because these women that do performance art are such universes themselves. So it's kind of difficult to describe them. I was struggling to think about who she actually is because she is vulnerable, yet at the same time she is presenting like almost a little bit like pathetically, not pathetically, like I'm not sure how to say it in English. I have the word in Bulgarian. But with pat, is that a word in English? With pathos, speaking like a little bit with higher pitch, with a little bit more gestures, with a little bit like performance. So it was interesting to try the shoes of somebody that has always worn a mask, yet at the same time never fully wears a mask because it's a blurred line between art and life for these people. And yeah, it was an interesting journey. It was
Yeah,
definitely interesting.
and like you were saying, she is hiding behind um, kind of a veil of boy, we think that she's one thing, but then when the lights go out and everything, she's totally something else, and that must be a joy for an actor to play.
It is, yeah, at the same time, it's kind of scary because you don't know how much to push, how much to hold, when to push it, because when is she wearing a mask? When is she performing? When is her real self? And I feel like we found these two moments between Milo and Francesca in the beginning and towards the end when we see her breaking down and having a fight, like raising her voice, which is not really typical for somebody like her. That's her being vulnerable and hurt. And then the other moment when she's closing herself in the bedroom and like using some silly word like, go and take a shower, you're stinky, you're smelly, blah, 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 blah. These are the moments that I feel like she is the most honest and real and vulnerable. And also, I do think that she has some weird, beautiful connection with Lucy because somehow they see each other in a way that other people cannot because they're like the two sides of a coin. They're
Yeah.
similar, same time different. One of it is the actress, the other one is the actress that is not really an actress, but the actress does not have the boldness to do what the non-actress does. So it's the duality of the two
Yeah.
of them.
They're two sides of the same coin, and yet they play off of each other very beautifully. And some of the dialogues to me is like music. It's so well written. It has a rhythm and a cadence that doesn't come easily to writers.
I think so. I think even though to be completely honest, when I met with Hala, I have not read a script. I was presented with a script when I got there. So it was interesting because we bonded on the idea of creating something in the moment, living and breathing at the same space. Like we were all located at this big palazzo in not really in Rome. It was like an hour away from Rome. And then we just started thinking and talking about who these people are, maybe improvising something, maybe creating something in a moment. We had some bullet points of how the action should move. Um, but a lot of it was happening in the moment. So It was just a pure magic that happened between Abby, Hala, Jack, Daryl, and myself. I think it
I,
was
I
interesting
I think
process.
having a cast like that buoys everybody up. Everybody is at the top of their game because you are not only acting but reacting to everybody else, and it becomes more than just um, words on a page. It becomes real life, and it's beautiful when that happens.
Yeah, I mean it's raw. It's raw and it's not really conventional. It's unpredictable. It happens in a moment, and all of this comes with a risk. Will it land properly? And we watched the movie in Italy last year at a festival, and the audiences reacted at the places that we reacted, knowing the story and knowing behind the story. So, which means that probably it was done in a way that was understandable, and the jokes were landing at the right moments. The gasping was happening at the moments that I was going to gasp. So it it, it was magical. Honestly, it was magical. I'm excited to see what's going to happen when the movie goes to theaters.
Well, I think audiences are going to just fall in love with it. It is just one of those great water cooler conversations where people, you don't know until you see the whole film, and then you've got a lot of explaining to each other. So I think it brings up a lot of great questions.
I hope so because it's difficult to put it in a log line what the movie is about. You can give like references like Talented Mr. Ripley. You can talk about Eat the Rich subject matter. You can talk about two couples and the relationship between the two of them, but it's more complex than that. And I feel like people will feel it more than be able to verbalize it. Um, Interesting to see who will they empathize with because you can find yourself in all four characters, yet not in one specific character, I think.
Now, in your career, you've played a lot of tough women and, fighters and things like that. And I know you've had to do choreography for those fight scenes. But is that the same as doing the choreography for something like this, where you're a little bit more free flowing and all of that?
Did have to choreograph some of the scenes because we shot it quickly. We had only like 3 weeks to shoot the whole movie. And it's not a long day in Italy, like
Yeah.
shooting wise. So we were pretty much in the corner with timing, and the camera had to be positioned perfectly fine with us to be in the shot because sometimes the angles were beautiful, cinematically satisfying, but difficult to capture if you haven't rehearsed it before. Um, we did choreograph some of the scenes to make it more achievable within a few takes because we didn't have the privilege to do it more than like two, three times each scene. Um, but also a lot of it again was happening in the moment, and our cinematographer was capable to capture everything in the moment,
Yeah.
so it all worked
Well,
out.
it
And
really, really worked well. I mean, it cinematically, this is a great film. The music is amazing. The score is captivating. I want to ask you though, before I leave, are you going to be hopping behind the camera and directing?
um one day, yeah, I will. I definitely I will. That was I fell in love with acting because of theater.
Mm.
Then my obsession with cinema was because I think I've told you before, was because of Dogma 95 and the whole movement that Lars von Trier and Thomas Vinterberg created. The manifesto was my manifesto, how one day I will make my movies. Um, One day I'll definitely transition on the other side. I have
Well, I'm cheering you on because you're a hell of an actress, but as a producer and director, you're going to be unstoppable.
thank you. Thank you so much.
It is always a pleasure to talk to you. I know that you have to run off and do a premiere and all of that today, but I want to catch up with you sometime and do
Me too.
a much
Me,
longer interview.
please. That's going to be the dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on Electra. What a wonderful piece of cinematography this is.
Thank you. Thank you. And
You
see you
take
soon.
care.
See you soon.